All right, what do inserts do? What's the difference between 034 Motorsport and billet inserts and the plethora of copies I see from blank companies?
Yeah.
Why should I support 034? Well, that's a good question. So we have all these types of inserts. As far as what they do, we came up with this concept, I don't know, 10 plus years ago. So if you see that this is a factory mount, I don't know if you look closely, you can kind of see me through the mount. I don't know if you can. There's voids and holes in this, right? So this part of this is bolted to the car, and part of this is bolted to the transmission, so that the two pieces can move independently. And there's small pieces of rubber that connect the two pieces to create a level of isolation that isolates all the noise and vibration in the transmission and engine from the chassis itself. The problem is this design, due to all the voids, allows a lot of movement and what we would call excess movement, which creates a sloppier driving experience. So when you go to get on the throttle and the engine produces torque, instead of accelerating and turning, the axles, you end up loading up and squishing all this air space in between these mounts. And so you get lags and acceleration and delays of power, which, especially in like precision, higher performance driving situations, really is problematic, frankly, because it loses your ability to control the car as well as you could. So we came up with this idea. There were some companies already doing this with polyurethane, but the polyurethane goes in there and it just falls apart because there's shear forces being applied on this as the two mount halves are moving separately, and the poly just falls apart, and you literally have to go in there after a year and dig it out with like a pick. So we started making inserts out of aluminum to fill this void. And now, mind you, we don't just fill it. We take away a certain amount of the air gap to create a more precise driving experience while not creating a lot more NVH. And so there are, of this particular, this is the B8 insert, which was one of the originals we came out with. I think we're on our 6th or 7th revision. And that doesn't mean that we did a bad job the first time, but with the amount of information and data we've collected and with customer feedback from tens of thousands of customers, we've been able to continue to refine, make this product perform better and reduce NVH. We have a whole line of inserts now. This is our insert for like a Volkswagen Mark 6 application. Again, you can see there's big voids in there. And so this goes in there and precisely removes some of the gap. It's not a tight fit. It's not like we just measured the space and made something to cram in there. We have revisions on all of these. Over time, we've made improvements. Now there are these are good selling products, and once you make something that you start selling thousands of, then there's just a cottage industry of companies that just start to knock it off, and so that's been no different for us. You can buy these things on Amazon and eBay. The problem is we are the company that innovated these aluminum inserts, and we are the company that knows how to make them in a way that precisely ensures the best performance and the least NVH. And then there's these companies that copy, and some of them are like performance companies in our industry. They're our competitors. They're brand name companies. They're literally ordering our part and changing the shape a little bit and putting a different logo or color, and they're selling it. They've never touched the car. They've never installed one. They don't know anything about this product. And so when you buy from a company like that, you're just supporting someone who's just knocking stuff off, and with a good chance of selling an inferior product. Our inserts are priced higher than the knockoff companies. We do engineering and R&D here. We invest a lot of money into engineering and R&D every year. And so for us, it's not as simple as like sending one of these to China and having some shop, some job shop make it. We actually have to do all the engineering and R&D, and we have to pay for those expenses. And then the quality and tolerances and the finishes that we use are also not the cheapest either. So in some cases, our costs are going to be substantially higher than whatever knockoff company. And we also support all the new applications. So brand new cars that are on the market, we have these for all B9 applications, for C7, for Mark 8, for Golf R, for all the new Audi S3 MQB Evo applications. And so when we sell these, we are putting that money back into new development and R&D for the next round and generation of products. So that's what the inserts are all about. I know there's people buying knockoffs of these, and that's just the way of the world these days, especially with China and Amazon and eBay and stuff like that. But thankfully, a lot of customers support us, and we do get good business enough to continue to keep investing in these products. So if there's any follow-ups to that, but we know these products intimately inside and out. We develop and create them ourselves. So if you've seen a knockoff out there, it's some version of our mount, maybe an older version that we released, or it could be we've seen really badly knocked off and copied versions as well.